is, you guys. You can't imagine what I've seen and done here over the last 3 years. And then the trident's gone, so it's been re-manicured. So watch. I couldn't find it at first. I was like looking here, I was like, oh, it got washed away or something. How come? Because the hole goes way in and way to the right, and even if it got washed, it would still be there. And I couldn't see it. It's behind what would be a V tree, a trident tree, which is what we all catch them on. These types of trees, they'll be right in the V of it, looking at you this way. These are the aquatic ones. And believe me, on that island, it's just like what everyone else finds. But because we're in the Keys, they have a couple extra additions. In my expert opinion, highly trained expert opinion. There is no expert. You know, it's amazing what people know. They self-proclaim there's no experts when they don't know their tushy from a hole in the ground. But as far as like, yeah, as far as that person's knowledge goes, you got to find the word that goes beyond an expert. So here we go. Look at that. It's all been remanicured, you guys. Look. Like just recently. I can tell because I have footage of it and I remember. Like this is all, see that? It's all new stuff right there. And the side used to have a marking on it right there. Let me show you. It's back a little bit. I use my fingers. So right on the right side of that hole, there was like a trident or like some symbol. It's such a mermaid type symbol too. It was incredible. Remember, it's not a mermaid. These are psychological terms to make you spin your eyeballs, to make them roll back in your head. Let me give you some examples. Mermaid, alien, Bigfoot, mothership, dogman, skinwalker. These are psychological terms to make no one believe what you're talking about. If you said the real names of what they were, you would grab the attention of every single person you were talking to. They would say, hold on a second, what do you mean? Tell me more. If you use the word mermaid, they've already been programmed to respond before you're done speaking, okay? Everything I tell you is a fact. All you got to do is process it. Over and out. Love you guys. Sometimes I'm a little bit tough. Yeah, because you guys, to be me, you'd be worse, okay? When you have to take the blunt force of the stupidity of human beings, paving the way so one day someone's cool doing this. That's what we're all doing now. We're making this so one day the people that do this will be considered the most badass people on earth, because only certain people can. They will not allow or ever talk or look at a person that doesn't have God in their life. You have to have God first. And if you don't, they knew you were going to. There's a potential there. They read your heart. It's all real. Don't let society and your TV and the programming and these walls that have been built inside of us control your thinking and your life. Over now. Is it blurry? So as of now, I'm not going onto our secret island there. But you guys, when I showed up, look what I see right away. It's not an accident, okay? This is where they are right here, okay? I filmed them standing right in front, like in the middle of it. Actually, you're rocking on right. Not an accident. And then look at this coconut. Remember, they always symbolize. They're always going to show you where they are. Look at that. That's so good. It's put there on purpose. And then there's a structure with like coral right there. You got to see how it's done. I mean, it's amazing. It's a little rough today, guys. Sorry. And all these seedlings have really come up, and this is where you guys wouldn't believe what goes on in there. Well, you would because you've seen it, but since no one really seems to care, you know, I'm just going to leave these guys alone. There's new tridents, new X's, all back up in here. It's amazing. I might go, but on this trip, this is my first moments of the first morning here. As you can see, it's not really too rough, but for a kayak, it's a little rough. I would love to go to this island. Like, I would love just to go see, just for no other reason than I know because of what's happening here, those have got to be good. Like, there's aquatic others. I mean, you guys, I'm telling you, some people may say mermaids. Mermaids, everything's been made to where you won't believe it, so they spun it into a hot girl, when it's always just been the unseen world. So maybe Atlantis is real, but that's where there'd be a mermaid, not here. So I filmed their entrance and everything that's marked by tridents and X's. They're aquatic. They're like 3 feet tall, and they go in the water. They have to do with Bigfoot. They're part of that world. So that's what a mermaid is. Now,
as far as like a real one, like our cartoons depict, I don't know. I mean, I'm willing to believe it, but you know, it's probably would be a very rare situation that humans aren't going to get to see, right? In some, you know, tropical place somewhere, sure. But as far as what I do, it's not. They're not hot chicks, okay? Over now. I knew I should have kept the camera. You guys, someone. It happened last time too. As I'm whistling, I'm going without the camera going. I've been doing it for the last 35 minutes up and down the coast here, because I'm not going on, and I'm like, guys, can you please? Because I know it might be hard here, but. And then I see him. Look, it happened last time. I said it on the video that someone looked around. I should have just kept it like this while I was whistling. Will he look again? I don't know. I couldn't see. Just something's in there and looked and then went back. It's because it's me. They can find out. It's easy. You know how they do it? Sasquatch Internet. No, I'm just kidding. I call it that, like, for a joke, but they somehow know we're all connected to this energy. You know, look, there's no one here either. It's like the most private cove. I'm always the only one. It's the keys, I think, it's just because mostly, this is just my opinion, I could be really wrong, but it's mostly just old people that are rich and don't do things like this. So if he might go out on his yacht, but he's going to go way out there. Like, people just don't. This would be below him. He's not going to come into the marsh in a kayak. You know, the people have been conditioned to think that they're too cool to do things when this is what you're supposed to do. We're all made for the trenches. You're not made to make yourself into the lap of luxury so you live in some suite somewhere. Okay, if you do, great, but you've made that your lifetime goal is to make yourself comfortable. It's called greed. Okay, you go out and envy people that love themselves instead of loving God. Big mistake. Love you guys over now. You really want to go up there, but you see this stuff? It's an accumulation. And when I walk through it here, you guys, some of you know, a lot of you saw it. There you go. Shout out. This guy was cool too. The guy that delivered it. He was like a really cool guy. I gave him $10. I broke the handle. I'm carrying it with him. The handle broke. It just drops right down. He's like, oh, don't worry about it. You could tell it's because of the salt water. They were wet. Look, check. So not only does that hole have been fixed, right? Maybe I'll put this on YouTube for you guys. Thank you guys so much to my Patreons. They're the coolest people in the world. I think they understand what's going on. Shout out to Gene. I want to check in with Gene Matlock. Gene has cancer, you guys, and I was checking in with her, but I haven't in a while. I've been thinking about her all the time. So look, I want you to see. So in other words, I want to walk over there, but it basically gives you poison ivy. So if you're like allergic to poison ivy and stuff, if you walk in this, you got to see what happened to my legs, you guys. It was unbelievable sorry about my white legs. Like what? That's what it looks like. You've been doing Bigfoot for 10 years in Colorado. Your leg. I never wear shorts. I always have pants on. But look at the walkway. So something goes in there all the time. It's amazing. That's why I want to go up there. So can you see it? I don't know if you can see it on the camera. Let's see. It's an amazing pathway from the circle. See it right there? It's right there. It comes all the way down. You guys, it's used every day. What else could it be, right? So even if you're just like some dork from the world that knows nothing, you think you got everything figured out, your life's great. Guess what? You don't have God in your life. It's not great. You've made the biggest mistake of your life. You cared about money and yourself instead of God in the world. Okay, this is what's been put in place. So mission accomplished. They beat you, and you're going to sit there and defend it because you're comfortable. Enjoy it, because it's almost over. It's almost done. Am I talking to anyone? Not really. It really doesn't pertain to many people that are watching me. I think they agree with me most of the time. No, not always. I don't think. But that's what's cool about my following. They're not. I have a loyal following, but they're not here to take every single thing I say. Like they'll be the first ones to be like, I don't know, Mark. You know, like that's what I want. I'm not. I don't think I'm some guru. You know, like in a sense, sometimes, yeah. Because I've been able to do things with them, standing right with them, right there, right here, okay, in Colorado. I haven't been telling you on purpose because I can't. I'm not supposed to. But something like here, maybe they don't hear me. You'd be surprised. They know everything. They're like, oh, Mark's going to tell them, don't do it. They just say it all the time. And I've told you before, I can't figure it out. It's the things that I think would be fine aren't. Like they gave me. They were very upset that I told the world about the healing rocks that they gave me, where I figured like no one's going to believe me anyway, so why can't I say that? Like no one believes this, even though everything I've always told you is 100% the truth. All right. So, but yeah, apparently they told Dan, they're like, yeah, they gave them to Dan so it wouldn't be direct. I can't say that they gave it to me. It's like, Dan's like, why don't you just give them to yourself? He's like, they said that we're afraid he'll tell someone. You guys have heard me tell you this before. I want to go to those 2 islands right there so bad. I had like a little electric motor. They're further than they look on the camera. I think if I had to guess, I would say, I don't know, 3 miles. It's you can really be off on the water. It's like a mirage, you know, like it's right there. I see it. You start paddling and then you never get, like by the time you're halfway there, like the hurricane comes in. Especially in these kayaks, you can get real messed up in this thing. You think you can control it in this. Once you get out there, you could get real hung up in the wind and waves and do nothing except just go where the wind decides to take you. So I'll make it very clear. Maybe in a smaller, like a one-man kayak, you could probably navigate a hurricane. Like you could actually be in like 20-foot swells in like a one-man. But this thing is too long; it'll actually start to blow around. So without that weight in the front, it's really tough. I was having trouble just in this, like down here. Not trouble, but really had to work extra to kind of go in just in this little bit. Whoa! My phone just got wet. My brand new phone. But it's if you see the advertisement for this phone, that like they start by rinsing it off under the sink. So it's like pretty much. I think you can submerge it. We're not gonna find that out. Over and out. Love you guys. You have no idea. Look at the path. Can you see it? I can't see my screen, so I don't know. It comes right out of the hole, which is right there, right? You got to see it. You can see where it's flat, right? I couldn't believe it. I never saw it before. Look, it's a whole trail right there. And there's an X there, too. Everything's an X. They make the branches into X's. There's a leaning trident that goes across the trail. You see it? I mean, I'll tell you, the way they do it here, it's like you barely notice it. That one right there. Whoa, my paddle. See that one right there? That's going across. It's a trident. See it? And it's across their path. It's not a mistake. I filmed it for 3 years, and I'm ignored by the world because you are educated in false beliefs. For one reason only. Two. Control, so they can do it and tell you whatever they want, and so you do not think about God. That's their only mission, is to keep your faith here on earth. Trust me. Over and out. I'm not sure exactly how it works, but Patreon's free. I have like couple hundred people in there dormant, like where they did support me, and most of them tell me, like, Mark, I've been here for years. Like I just, like something happens in their life, and I cannot tell you how much they feel bad. It's amazing some of the messages I get. Like they don't get that how appreciative I am for all the time they've been there. So I'm like, they're like, Mark, I'm so sorry, because they don't want to leave. They other things happen in life, and they need to take a break for a while. And I'm like, I think I said the same thing to all of them. I'm like, you guys, I cannot thank you enough for the 3 years that you've been here. There is not one human being on earth that understands more than me that you have other things. I've never wanted to be a person, like I never wanted anyone's help where it'd be like, oh my God, why did I give him that much money? Like I've always wanted it to be a fun thing. Like if you're going to help me, make sure, look at the fishies. It's a little murky because of the storm we had 2 days ago. I wasn't here yet, but make sure it doesn't affect you. I never want help that affects you. Like I had a guy, I've used the example before. He's like, Mark, I said something like that, and he's like, Mark, I was gonna go get 2 cases of beer, whatever he said, and I decided to help you instead. And he sent me $50, and I was like, thank you so much. And however he worded it, I don't know if he did. He said it just to make me happy. Like, so I felt better about taking the money or whatever, but I didn't care. It worked. I was like, thank you so much. Like, it meant everything to me, that $50. Something I've always remembered. I don't even remember who it was now. I always remembered that. He knows who he is. If you're that person, tell me, because I want to remember. Tridents, they're all right. Those are all their seats. Isn't it amazing where their seats is? There's a white trident sticking up. It's not an accident. Right below that are their seats. I filmed them all last year, and no one cares. The most important thing you're ever going to see in your life, because it leads you to everything else, is boring people, and they'd rather go gamble. So that's fine. I mean, I'm just telling you, you're gonna regret it. It's gonna be too late. Don't wait any longer. I'm gonna be gone. So you're seeing me in my last season. Really need you guys on Patreon. I was saying I have a lot of dormant. So anyone that could reactivate or anyone new, I really could use a new kingpin on page. Like, you guys, I need it, or that's it. I'm gone. 10 years, all for. I don't think it's for nothing, but you know, I'm going to be gone. I just need the littlest bit of support. I need a couple hundred of you guys to get together and help me with amounts of money that doesn't affect your life. You know what I mean? It's that simple. The world has done this to you and me. They decide what you're going to learn and what you will know. It's as simple as that. It's not just this, it's everything is controlled. Believe me, I've been behind the scenes with the TV shows. They tell me exactly what the real deal is. It's always been that way. Not just TV, it's FCC, so radio, any possible way to broadcast to other people. There's incredible hidden bylaws that only the people broadcasting know about.